So we can start with a new chapter. Chapter 28, Radioactivity. So first we can see what is the explanation for radioactivity. We know it is the spontaneous emission of rays from a substance is called radioactivity. The spontaneous emission of rays from a substance is called radioactivity. And substance which emit such emissions are called as what? Radioactive substance. Now in this photo you can see it is Henry Becquerel, right? He is a scientist, Henry Becquerel. Now he is a person who observed uranium emitting spontaneously some invisible rays which he called as Becquerel rays or radioactive rays, and it was in 1896. Now, after 1896, in 1898, Madame Curie and Pierre Curie discovered radium, a new radioactive element called radium. And in 1903, they got Nobel Prize for this uh, finding or discovery of radium. And the photos given here is of Madame Curie and Pierre Curie. Now we can see a diagram. The diagram you are familiar with, you have studied in 10th standard. It is alpha, beta, gamma scattering, right? It's from a radioactive substance which is placed inside a lead block. Now it is subjected, or that radiations are confined through a path between the positive and negative electrically charged plates, and we know they get deflected. The emitted rays, the spontaneously emitted rays, gets deflected due to this positive and negative charges, and they get separated into three, that is shown there as alpha, beta and gamma. Alpha gets deflected towards negative and beta gets deflected towards positive. Now we can see some of the properties of alpha, beta and gamma particles. 6 properties are shown here. What is the nature? We know alpha particle is a helium nucleus, right? Then beta is fast moving electron, gamma are electromagnetic waves. Then charge is given, rest mass. Now we know charge and rest mass. There is no charge for gamma ray and no rest mass, zero rest mass. Velocity is given, in which gamma ray is equal to speed of light, 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, whereas beta particle is fast moving, a little less than speed of light. Then ionizing power, we know it is higher than that of beta particle. The highest ionization power or highest value shown by alpha particle and least is shown by gamma rays. Then penetrating power is shown less for alpha particle and highest for gamma rays. Other than this, you have studied it produces fluorescence, phosphorescence, like that, so that you can see. Then next is of heading is radioactive decay. What do you mean by decay? Decay means we are changing almost, that is, it is decomposing and it is reducing. A thing is reducing and changing into something. So that decay process, pictorial representation is shown there. The nucleus of an atom during the radioactive decay. Radioactive decay can be occurred in 3 different ways. That is alpha decay, beta decay and gamma decay. So if alpha decay happens, 2 protons and 2 neutrons change is there. If it is a beta radiation, the number of electron will change, 1 electron will go. Then if it is high energy electromagnetic photon, we say it is gamma radiation. So 3 types of radioactive decay. Its pictorial representation is this. Now, what is the definition for radioactive decay? Radioactive decay is a nuclear process, right? It is a nuclear process. The radioactive rays are emitted spontaneously from the nucleus of the atom. Thus, an atom of new element is formed. We know when the number of electrons, when the number of protons and neutrons changes, the element itself changes. And that process we call it as radioactive disintegration. Radioactive disintegration. Example you can see for uranium 238. If one alpha decay or one alpha particle is given out, alpha decay occurs. What happens? Uranium will get converted to thorium. Now next is a derivation, a law with a derivation. The law is called as Rutherford and Soddy. These two are two scientists for radioactive decay. They have been researching under this radioactivity and they have put forward a law for this radioactive decay. What is that law? According to this law, the rate of decay of radioactive atoms at any instant is proportional to the number of atoms present at that instant. The rate of decay of radioactive atoms at any instant is proportional to number of atoms present at that moment. So we can write the law as the rate of decay, so d by dt, rate of decay of atoms. So here the number of atoms is represented by the letter n, so rate of decay is directly proportional to number of atoms present at that instant. Now we know whenever we show a proportionality, we can remove that proportionality and introduce a constant. So we have introduced a constant, that is dn by dt is equal to minus lambda n. We have introduced that lambda. Now why we use this minus sign, or from where the minus sign came? Actually it is a decay process. So as time passes, what happens? The number of atoms decreases, right? Number of atoms decreases. So for to show that, we have introduced that negative sign. Okay, now just taking dt to the other side and bringing n to the left hand side, we can write dn by n is equal to minus lambda dt. Now this lambda, we said it is a constant. It has four different names. It is decay constant, disintegration constant, radioactive constant, and transformation constant. So it can be known by any of these names. Now next is the derivation, right? Derivation of radioactive Soddy law. So let here initially at first we are considering number of atoms or nuclei present is n0. So initially we are taking n0 and time we have taken as 0. So when time is 0, that is at static point, let the number of atoms present be n0. Now, what happens after a time t, from 0 to a time t, what happens? That initial number of atoms, they get decayed and it becomes n. So, initial is t equal to 0 and n0, and final, or where we are stopping, we consider as time t and number of atoms present as n. So, from the law, we have studied that law. If you substitute here, we can say it is dn by n is equal to minus lambda dt. First equation, right? So, in that first equation, based on this, we are going to substitute. For that, first process is we are integrating this equation 1. Okay, we are integrating this equation 1. Now, on integrating, what will happen? Integral dn by n is equal to minus lambda dt. So integral dn by n is equal to integral minus lambda dt. So integrating dn by n, 1 by n, we can take log, so it is log to the base n is equal to minus lambda t plus c. So this is the first equation. Okay, log to the base c n is equal to minus lambda t plus c. Now in that equation we are going to substitute n equal to n0 and t equal to 0 and t is equal to 0. So when we substitute that, the equation 1 will become as what? So it will become log to the base e n0 is equal to c. Right? T will become 0. So log to the base e n0, n became n0 is equal to c. Now, so this is actually the value of c. So that value of c we can substitute in the previous equation again. So substituting c in equation 1, we get that equation log to the base e n is equal to minus lambda t plus log to the base e n0. Bring all the log terms together to one side. And then look at the equation log to the base en minus log to the base en0 is equal to minus lambda t. Now that is similar to what? Log a by b, right? Log a by b is equal to log a minus log b. So we can write log a by b. So log to the base en by n0 is equal to minus lambda t. Now what we are going to do is we want to remove the log. So what we do? We take exponential, right? On exponential exponenting, right, what way it will happen? Log will go. So we can write n by n0 is equal to, but on the other side we have to consider this exponentially. So e is equal to e raised to minus lambda t. Now rearranging, we will get what? N is equal to n0 e raised to minus lambda t. So this is the equation what we have to study the previous law also. Based on this equation, we have to do the numericals. We have to find out the number of atoms present at that moment. What is decay constant? Like that. Okay. So, thank you.